Come on, guys. Let's try not to make us hot to the house. Welcome in. It's Magic Game Day. She's Chrissy Birdsall. I'm Jake Chapman, and we're back here on the radio deck where I feel like we're supposed to be. And it's been a very long time. It's been 2 weeks, I believe.
Not 2 weeks, yeah. It's been a minute.
Almost exactly. It has been a minute, as the kids are saying. And we missed some wins. We missed some wins out on the road. Magic with a very successful business trip out west coming out of the All-Star break. We've won 3 of 4. 2 straight, including 2 wins in Los Angeles. The last one, perhaps the win of the season, as you get an eventual game-winning putback bucket from Wendell Carter Jr. in the waning seconds. Luka Doncic throws a hand grenade to LeBron James. He heaves up a turnaround 3-ball. It went begging, and the Magic steal a 110-109 win over the Los Angeles Lakers. That was Tuesday. Wednesday was a travel day, and now we're back on the home parquet, and competition didn't really let up at all. Tonight or Sunday, Houston Rockets tonight. Kevin Durant, Alperen Sengun, and the Houston Rockets, who already own a 1-0 season series record against the Magic, a loss in Houston in overtime back in mid-November, way at the beginning of the season. And then we got the Pistons to deal with on Sunday. Luckily, we'll get 2 days off. Hopefully, we'll be adjusted by then to Eastern Standard Time, but my clock's still a little bit screwy, so we'll see how it goes tonight. Meanwhile, the Rockets played last night. Now, they played the Kings, so I don't know if that necessarily counts as an NBA opponent, but the bottom line was we beat them back to Central Florida. They were in Houston yesterday, beat up on the Sacramento Kings, and then flew out. It's the first of a 3-game road trip for Houston. Not too difficult a one. They've got us, Miami, and Washington, so not one of those 5- and 6-game trips through the Eastern Conference. Chrissy, I feel like it's too late to ask you about your All-Star break. You and I talked about that offline. That was that's kind of in the past. But how are you doing? How excited are you for this one? See Kevin Durant in person, and then of course on Sunday, big matchup against the Pistons. And how about the other night in Los Angeles? What a win that was!
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back with everybody. I saw Kyle Gaming said that it feels like it's been a month. And yeah, it's been a minute since we've been back on here. So nice to see everybody again. Nice to be back at the Kia Center. Chance to stack some more wins coming off of 2 straight wins. Sweeping LA for the first time in almost over a decade at this point. But you got to feel good about where the Magic are coming off of the All-Star break. They felt like the vibes were high going into that Sacramento game. And they got off to a flying start there where they set the record for the most 3-pointers made. 27. Who would have thought we'd see the day with that? It was a very good start to the road trip, and then they just carried that momentum through the rest of it. So we're staying up late all 4 of those games. Got to spend it at the iHeart Studios with the crew, and for the most part, we're always worth it. 3 wins, 3-1 on the road trip. Got to feel good about that. Coming back home, chance to stack a few more here, starting with the Houston Rockets tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned you setting a franchise record for made threes. That feels like it kind of feels like we buried the lead a little bit, but with the way the rest of the trip went, obviously the game-winning double overtime gut punch, or the game-losing, I should say, game winner for Jalen Green. You lose that game in Phoenix, and that was a gut punch. Anytime, especially because you had to go to Los Angeles the next night. Anytime you lose a game like that in the first half of a back-to-back, a game you feel like you absolutely had a chance to win and should have been able to put away at a couple different junctures, it felt like you were setting yourself up for a double gut punch, because then you had to fly to L.A. and play a Clipper team that at the very least has Kawhi Leonard, who is playing like an MVP candidate right now. But you're able to gut that one out, which was a great win in and of itself. And then 2 days later, you beat the Lakers, and it was a healthy Laker bunch. And they, coming out of the All-Star break, they're not messing around with the season anymore. They're trying to get things straight, and so that was certainly a great win. And anytime you beat Los Angeles in Los Angeles, it's going to be the headliner. But you're right, a lot of things to like. Going back really to 4 games before the All-Star break, that homestand, which, you know, it was a bad performance last game before the break against Milwaukee. It was the second time in 3 days that you played that team. But you're really, you know, kind of a poor performance that night and a Jalen Green double overtime 3-pointer away from winning 8 in a row. You've been playing very good basketball going back 8 games now, the 4 games before the break here at home, and then that West Coast road trip coming out of the break. Last 8 games, Chrissy, 3rd in net rating, 11th in offensive rating, and second in defensive rating over the course of the last 8 games. If you blow it up and you just do the month of February, the numbers aren't quite as good, but they're still very, very good. You're talking about a little bit of a dip as far as the defensive rating goes. What was it? I think it was 8th in defensive rating in the month of February. Still top 10. Basically, you're getting back to playing Magic basketball. And Franz Wagner is still, a week or 2 off from his reevaluation. Don't know exactly when we'll see him. We're hoping to see Jalen Suggs tonight. I think he's still listed as questionable last I checked on the injury report.
That's what I saw as well.
Waiting to hear from Jamal Mosley. Hopefully we'll get a good update there. I know he's close because he looked pretty good in pregame warm-ups when we were in Los Angeles and we were out west. And just the way he was moving around the bench with his teammates celebrating, you could tell it wasn't bugging him too much. It's not like he was planted, although that's Jalen. He's going to be exuberant no matter what he's doing. So hopefully you get him back here tonight. Hopefully you're starting to get some stability. I think Javon Carter has stabilized your rotation quite a bit. But there's a lot of things to like. You're defending, I think, the way that you're capable of, and we only expect that to get better as you get your guys back, specifically Franz and Jalen. But the ball's snapping offensively. Desmond Bane has been one of the best shooters in the league. We'll talk about Paolo in a minute and the way he's just been carrying this team. Maybe his best performance of the season. The other night, 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists for P. But it just feels like you're sort of finding a flow right now offensively. I think that helps as far as the stability, as far as the rotations go. But I think confidence probably flying high right now for these guys, and it should be.
Absolutely. And I maybe trying to get some players some opportunities as they're fighting for their contracts. And he said at the end of that, we're going to be playing some meaningful basketball down the stretch. And they're coming out of that All-Star break, and they are playing like they mean it. I know Wendell Carter Jr. after one of the West Coast games, he said that we're starting to get back to that identity, at least on the defensive end. That was something that a couple months ago was a little bit of a concern about this team. And now you're seeing it not only with the defensive rating, but you can feel it on the court as well, that this team is just starting to click a little bit more, and that's even without Jalen Suggs, without Franz Wagner. You think about those two guys coming back, and this rotation, there's 70% of the way through the season. There's still a lot we don't know about this team, but what you've seen so far, you feel really good about.
Yeah, I think you're starting to answer some of those questions. That's a good way to put it. And you're starting to forge an identity. And we knew what the identity needed to be because that's been forged years before. This is a defensive-first team. This team was sort of built in Jeff Weltman and Jamal Mosley's image. And we know Jeff Weltman wants size and he wants defensive flexibility on the floor. And so you have that. And then Jamal Mosley wants you to defend first and foremost. And if the Magic aren't locked in on that end of the floor, then everything else, it feels like, kind of crumbles. And so we've seen that, to be sure. We're going to hear from Jamal Mosley coming up, in about 10 minutes. And I think he will probably highlight that. That's where it all starts. The ball movement, generating offense off of your defense, getting out and running, all of that sort of branches off of that tree, but you got to make sure that you're defending first and foremost. And part of that is closing off possessions. And so the rebounding was a big issue, defensive rebounding in that Phoenix game. And you talk about a quick fix. For one thing, we've been a good defensive rebounding team all year. Top 5 in defensive rebounding percentage for most of the season, 4th right now. But Wendell Carter Jr. absolutely answered the bell. And to be clear, the 22 offensive rebounds for 23 second chance points in Phoenix did not all fall on Wendell Carter Jr. He was doing actually a pretty good job with Mark Williams, who is one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. It was a team failure as far as cleaning up, finishing off possessions, as Coach Mosley refers to it, on whatever night that was. Saturday night? I don't remember, when we were in Phoenix.
Saturday.
At some point 3 games ago. Exactly. And Wendell absolutely answered that bell. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Chrissy, and we've had conversations, Dante and I, on Magic Insiders about getting Wendell involved early in the game. Get a bucket to your big man is like an old adage in NBA coaching circles. Get your big involved early, and you'll have him engaged all night. If Wendell is going to do what he's done the last 2 nights, then I think we're going to be a really tough team to beat coming down the stretch. And I don't expect a 20-10 game every night. I don't even expect a double-double every night from him. But if he is going to give you some scoring pop like he's been able to do, attacking the basket, and basically anytime he's got any kind of a mismatch, attacking that, sort of, I think, diversifying his role offensively beyond being a floor spacer and a handoff and screener on the perimeter. boy, it's going to make this team really, really difficult to defend because obviously there's so much attention being paid to Paolo Banchero. Right now, you need to pay a whole lot of attention to Desmond Bane, and he is certainly at the top of scouting reports. Desmond post-All-Star break, small sample size, 9th in the league in scoring. I mean, the guy is at 26.3 points per game over the last 8. He's been incredible. But all of a sudden, you look down, and then you say, well, then there's Anthony Black. And eventually, there's going to be Franz and Jalen. Wendell has never needed to play a major role offensively.
Right.
But if he does, that is icing on the cake, and that is going to make this team on the offensive side of the ball very, very pick-your-poison-ish.
Yeah, I think even from the beginning of this season, I've always seen him as almost an X factor for this team because he is a guy that can push this team from a mid-level, win a playoff series or two. He could push them to the next level for this team. We've talked about it ad nauseum, I think, of just how much this team works inside out and getting those paint points, then moving out, trying to get the three ball established, especially when the three ball's not falling, how much they've relied on those paint points and getting downhill. And Wendell Carter Jr. is your guy for that. And he was the first to tell you that he was in an offensive slump after the game against LA. He said that his teammates were the ones that were picking him up to get off of that slump and that they wanted him to be aggressive because even though not everything he does shows up on the box score, when he comes out aggressive, it helps the rest of the team get established as well. So getting those back-to-back double-doubles, I already see Luis Rosario in the chat talking about it. He's very excited. Buck Nation saying Wendell's aggression has been amazing. It has been really good to see, and it's opening up the game for other guys. Paolo's had really good performances lately. Bane has been able to get open from the three, and it takes a little bit of pressure off of him when you have a guy like Wendell that you have to keep an extra eye on.
One thing that we've seen, because I see a comment coming in here that says Mo is the X factor. He's coming in, coming on the floor, holds everyone accountable on defense. The guys turn in. He's so important. I get what you're saying, and Dante and I had this conversation as well because the bench scoring has been a little bit anemic the last couple games. And part of that is because you're missing 2 starters. So now Anthony Black, Tristan da Silva are in the starting lineup. You think about what a second unit could look like if we ever get healthy. And you're gonna have guys who have starting experience and starting sort of caliber skills in your second unit. That's not the case right now. So the bottom line is Javon Carter, by the way, who has been awesome since arriving, is sort of the head of the snake, and Mo Wagner is basically your primary offensive option when it comes to the second unit guys. Somebody's got to step up in that department, and we'll see. The verdict's still out on whether or not we're going to see Jalen Suggs tonight. Obviously, if he comes back, it's in the starting lineup. That means Tristan more than likely coming off the bench. I think that's an option offensively as far as your second unit goes. If Jalen's coming off the bench, then that'll be an interesting sort of combination and an interesting role for him. But you would think he will be having the ball in his hands as far as the second unit goes. Jet Howard is somebody who's getting an opportunity right now. He's done some really good things defensively. I think he's settling in, figuring out other ways to impact games. If we can get Jet going offensively and have one of those 2 and 3 3-point make type of performances, boy, we talk about the confidence with Wendell. If we can get Jet's confidence up a little bit, because, again, he's doing the things that he needs to do to stay on the floor. You see the way Dale Osborne, Magic assistant coach and their defensive coordinator, every time Jet makes a good defensive play, Dale's up, he's cheering him on. That's what the coaching staff has been working with Jet basically his entire career on developing, and it is getting better. You are seeing positives there. If we can get that guy going from the perimeter, knocking down shots, and get his confidence kicking a little bit, that is going to be another – it's not something that we necessarily need because we've been shooting the ball much better as of late, and there are other guys to fill that role. You think of guys like Tristan and Desmond, obviously, but Jet Howard within the second unit, especially right now until we get healthy, it's a good opportunity for him. He's going to have his minutes almost guaranteed night to night, and hopefully he can catch it in a little bit because that would make a massive difference.
Yeah, if he can keep himself on the floor and keep himself out of foul trouble, we've seen what he's been able to do offensively. You go all the way back to that game in November against Boston, I think, where he put up, it was like 30 points in the fourth quarter, and that kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. But you see those sparks and moments of where Jet Howard can make that impact on offense, and now he's starting to do it defensively as well. But seeing some comments roll in, just talking about who needs to step up because so many guys are being thrusted into different roles. We've talked about Anthony Black. He started in 37 games this year, which is so different from where he was last year. Tristan starting in 17 games, but he's been shooting really well. Buck Nation saying 42% from 3 over the last 7 games. He's been hot. And that's what you need. You need somebody to step up, be a star in their role, whether they're getting thrusted into the starting lineup or they're getting pushed back into the rotation. If we see Tristan possibly doing that, we'll have to find out what's going on with Jalen Suggs. We'll probably hear from Coach Mosley on his status in a few minutes here. But yeah, somebody like Tristan stepping up, somebody like Jet stepping up, and it's going to be a different guy every night. That's the big thing about the depth of this team. Can it be Mo Wagner? Can it be Javon Carter? We've seen flashes of him as well, as you're getting him on the screen right now as he's going through his warm-ups. Lots of different opportunities for these guys. It's just a matter of taking it.
Last 8 games, Javon Carter, and I think he's only played in 5 or 6 of them, has a net rating of 15.5. We are 15.5 points better with him on the floor than the opponent. He has been awesome. He has been as advertised. 39% career three-point shooter, 39% this season. We know what he brings defensively, and the offense has been really good since Javon Carter has taken over as your backup point guard. He's knocking down shots when open, but you think about what Tyus Jones was able to do when he was here, and the way that he organized that second unit, just got to feed the ball around as we get our air check from downstairs. Just feeding the ball, getting guys like Mo Wagner involved, and setting up your teammates, Jet Howard, as well. That's what Javon Carter is being asked to do offensively, and I think he's done a phenomenal job in that regard. We're going to go here for Coach Mosley here in a matter of moments. Real quick, though, look, we were 22-19 at home last year here at Kia Center. We are 17-9 so far this year, and now that was the last long road trip of the season, Chrissy.
Yep.
All 1- and 2-game trips from here. I think the only time we go west of the Mississippi the rest of the year is a trip to Dallas and New Orleans, if I recall. I think we're done with Pacific Standard Time games, which is awesome. I know you probably appreciate that, trying to stay up late for those broadcasts. But 14 games left here at Kia Center, 11 out on the road with 25 remaining, and we're kicking off a 4-game homestand here with 2 very difficult opponents tonight, Houston, Detroit on Sunday. But then things sort of lighten up a little bit. If we can protect home court coming down the stretch here and play, I don't know if we need to win 17 out of every 26 games, but if we can play with like a 600-700 win percentage here at home, which I think is within the realm of possibility, everything's still in front of you as far as the Eastern Conference standings go, but it's got to start tonight, and it's got to start on this homestand. You got to protect home floor.
Yeah, that's going to be the most important thing. You heard the players after the Lakers game saying that they're really happy about how the road trip went. Now it's time to take it back home. You have 4 opportunities here coming up. Tough opponents, but very winnable games nonetheless, and having your home crowd behind you is going to make a huge difference. It's a pivotal stretch down the road, not just for the Magic, but for all teams vying for position. And the Magic, right now, they're carrying a lot of momentum. Got to see how they carry that into tonight against the Houston team. You mentioned it's a very strong team. I'm curious what Mosley's going to say on how they try and slow down some of these players. We'll hear from him in just a moment.
How about that? A perfect toss. Magic head coach Jamal Mosley in the interview room.
Coach, when you look back at the last 10 games, your group is top 6 in defense, and it looked like it took another step during the trip. What are you seeing out of your group on the defensive end, and what areas do you think have helped elevate that end of the floor?
I think before that Phoenix game, the rebounding, our ability to finish possessions has just got to continue to rise. Guys focusing in on the game plan more, personnel, understanding who they're guarding, how they're guarding these guys. I think is going to continue to be important, especially with the teams we have coming up.
Some defensive help back tonight. Jalen Suggs is available. Just how has he progressed over the last few days to make him available tonight?
Yeah, I think he's just been getting work done around the clock. Obviously sitting on flights doesn't help a ton, but his ability to get himself rested. Our training staff has done a tremendous job with him, listening to him, how his body feels, and just kind of responding back to that each day.
Yeah. What's the key against a Rockets team that is known to amp up the physicality?
Yeah, you just got to play through the contact. Try to find ways to use it against them. You got to play faster before they are in the half court. Again, then their ability to turn you over. You've just got to be strong with the basketball. Understand when they bring a crowd that you've got to find open spaces on the floor. And when you are open, you have to shoot it because they crowd that paint fast. So getting downhill has always been tough against them.
every team probably feels this way with the All-Star break, but how much does the All-Star break passing kind of raise the intensity level, and then how have you seen your team begin to respond to that with the road trip?
It turns up a ton. You know, you're playing against the good basketball teams that are coming out on the break trying to find their place in the standings. Teams understand what they're trying to do, where they're trying to go. So you're going to get teams' best punch every single night.
You've been asked about this yet, but sorry if you have. Alex Morales signed a two-way with the team. He's been with Osceola the last few years. Just what have you seen from a distance and now maybe a little up closer with him on a two-way?
I just think he's done a great job for us over the years. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He does so many things, rebounding, scoring, whatever the little things within a game that are going to be needed, he's willing to do. And he's shown that over the years with us.
Javon Carter's seen a pretty significant uptick in minutes on the road trip. How important is he going to be, especially in this matchup, and how would you describe his acclimation to the team so far?
He's been great. He's been just a pure professional the entire time from the moment he walked into the locker room to our first practice. His voice, his toughness, the physicality he possesses night in and night out, picking up 94 feet, changing the game from our guards, knowing he fits right in there. And then offensively, his ability to get his shot and not afraid to step into it, but also talking to these guys in the locker room has been a very big key for him because he talks about what he's been through, but then he just leads by example by being just a pure pro.
Coach, we know the type of things that Kevin Durant can do on the floor offensively, but what have you seen from this team as far as players like Reed Shepherd and Jabari Smith Jr. gaining their confidence with being on the floor in that spacing that they have?
Not an easy guard at all. Not easy to guard at all. Reed Shepherd at the game down there, he comes off the bench, hits 16 points quick. That changes the game for them. In each game, you have to account for him, what he's doing in the pick and roll. And then when he's off the ball, you've got to be alert for him. And he's coming off firing. So if our bigs aren't up, he's letting it go. If they're too far up, he's going by them. But he's got a scorer's mentality, and he's doing it at a high clip. I think Jabari's done an unbelievable job of, finding his shot in the mid-range, but also spacing the floor to the three. And he's also a guy that can sit down and guard multiple positions.
Coach, Desmond Bain taking more threes as the season goes on and seeing his efficiency rise as the season goes on. 8 threes a game in his last 5 games, 57%. Lights out shooting. Anything you credit that stretch in particular to, and what that shooting gravity does for the offense in general for everybody?
I think the gravity he possesses every time he touches the floor is big. Teams are guarding him in different ways, so his ability to come off pin downs and the big steps up, so he's able to find and make passes. And when they're chasing him too tight, he's able to turn the corner. But our guys just trying to find him in transition, and that's our ability to play a little bit faster, knowing that he's going to allow you to space the floor, allows our guys to get downhill as well.
We haven't talked to you since the Franz news came out last week after the All-Star break. How is he doing? What is he maybe able to do on the floor, and how good was it to have him kind of back with the group? I know he joined the team in Los Angeles, but how good has it been to have him back with the group? And
it was great to see him. It's great to see him back with us, with the group, but just being around the guys, the same film sessions, the practices, just him being around the group is just having our group whole. Is always good. The chemistry, the camaraderie that this group has is always great to have all of our pieces back together. He's not doing anything on the floor just as of yet, but again, he's working his tail off in the weight room, trying to find ways to keep his conditioning up so he's ready to go when the time is called.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Magic head coach Jamal Mosley is Magic return home, gets set for the Houston Rockets' first of a 4-game homestand. Jake Chapman, Chrissy Birdsall here with you. We'll have your radio/audio broadcast coming up beginning at 7 o'clock, the pregame show, our flagship station here in Central Florida, 96.9 The Game. You can always stream us in the listening area on the iHeart Radio app or on the Orlando Magic app. We're accessible there as well. Outside of the listening area, check us out on Sirius XM or on NBA League Pass Audio. Magic getting set for the Houston Rockets. Orlando has won 6 of 8, sandwiched around the All-Star break. Chrissy, crack open that quote book. What did you take away from Coach Mosley's pregame presser?
Well, obviously the big headline, Jalen Suggs is available for tonight, dealing with that back strain, and he's coming back. Got to see him a little bit earlier. And
I missed that. They must have dropped that while we were streaming, like literally right when we got on.
Yeah.
They tweeted that he was available.
Yeah, so for anybody who hasn't seen it, he is available, which is great. It's a great, huge comeback for him. See what he's able to do, because when he's on the court, I mean, we've talked about what his impact is defensively, offensively. He is just a menace on both sides. So I'm very excited to see what that looks like. They didn't really say if there was a minutes restriction or where
There
he's
will be,
going
yeah,
to
I would
be.
assume.
You would guess. That's usually how they are when players are coming back. But that is a huge sigh of relief for this team, working towards getting fully healthy. Heard about Franz a little bit and his reevaluation. He spoke to the media just a few days ago. I think he was in LA, and he was talking about his recovery process and him trying to get back fully 100%. This team is inching closer every day, getting closer to that 100% healthy mark, and that's going to be so important for this team coming forward, is that if they're able to get everybody back, get a little bit of chemistry heading into the end of the season and the playoffs, it's always going to be good for this team, and getting Jalen Suggs back is a huge first step in that direction.
Yeah, Jalen's played 34 games. He's missed 22 this season with, various injuries, and part of that is because of the way that Jalen Suggs plays the game, and you don't want him to change that. It is in his DNA to fly around, to disrupt, to be a bull in a china shop, but the good kind, as we always refer to him. And like we always say, you can't put a governor on that golf cart. So maybe part of the thinking is, in order to save him from himself, you just don't let him burn for 33 minutes. Maybe you do step that back a little bit. We'll have to see. But we know the difference he makes when he's on the floor. It'll be interesting to see if he's in the starting lineup tonight or if they bring him off the bench. He's only missed 3 games, so it's not like he needs a long ramp up as far as the conditioning goes. But the back injury, you could tell even in that Sacramento game, I think he only played 20 minutes that night. It was bugging him, so it's not something I don't think that he tweaked and all of a sudden he was in pain and couldn't play anymore. I think it's probably something that's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And with stuff like that, those structural injuries and a back injury for a guy like Jalen Suggs, really no way in order for it to get better than sitting out a couple games. And so regardless of what kind of role he's playing here tonight, will be very good to have Jalen back in the rotation. And you're right, get number 22 back out there, and we are at full strength. And basically it'll be the first time that you could say that for, I think, the entire season, since the first 6 or 7 games. And then when Paulo went down, it has just been whack-a-mole. One guy comes back, and then another one is out for a few games. And so the Magic have been seeking that literally all season. Rockets in tonight. They are 36-21 on the year. It was a 117-113 loss, and that was back. It was game number 14 in mid-November in Houston. It was a Sunday afternoon game. Magic pushed the game to overtime. Anthony Black had a chance to win it with a free throw. He did not, but it was AB was, you just think about him in the starting lineup at that point. And how far he's come since then. That was one of the early sort of coming out parties for AB, but I remember sitting there and watching him miss the potential game-winning free throw and saying, a year or 2 from now, he's going to be used to these type situations, and he'll be able to execute and knock down those shots. And it was really a defensive slip-up late in the game. An inbounds pass and the eventual game-winning bucket, Alperen Şengün, with a little hook shot there, and that told the story of that one. Magic lose at 117-113. Durant had 35 points that night. He was 13 of 24 from the field, and even still, we held him to 2 of 8 shooting, so he wasn't particularly efficient from the perimeter. But he has Kevin Durant, and I remember Coach Mosley saying after the game, Kevin Durant happened. And so that is the type of stuff that you have to deal with when you're talking about arguably the greatest scorer in the history of our game, or at the very least, one of them. But then Alperen Şengün is the other guy. He is just a stud. 23-year-old, 5th season for Alperen Şengün out of Turkey. He is still very young. He is still developing, but a 2-time All-Star, and comes in averaging 20.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. One of the closest approximations, just as far as stats, to Nikola Jokic or to Luka Doncic, these type guys who can do all of it. Şengün is one of those guys, and coming off triple-double last night. That was his 3rd this season and 11th career triple-double. He had 26, 13, and 11 last night. 2 steals as well against the Sacramento Kings. So Şengün and Kevin Durant make it very difficult no matter what on your defense. They're going to stretch you. They're going to figure out ways to attack you, and then they've got a whole bunch of other functional size. Amen Thompson, who is an all-defensive player of the year candidate, and was named to the all-defensive team first team last season, skipped last night's game just so he could be ready to go for us here tonight. So
Always.
great. Thanks. Thanks, Ahmed. He had quad issues, but he's back in there tonight. He is an absolute terror defensively. So a Houston team that when they lost Steven Adams a month ago and when they lost Fred VanVleet before the season began, their championship chances took a blow. Those guys were definitely relied upon for big roles. But this team, to be sure, still has championship expectations, and they are still that good.
Yeah, and I was listening to what Kevin Durant said after that game, and he said that, the Magic were up and down at that point. It was still early in the season, but he said they came out strong. They kind of punched them in the mouth, and they were able to, Houston was able to come back and come away with that victory. But it was all in the margins, and that's what I remember about that game. It was free throws, rebounding, and turnovers were the three things that Mosley emphasized after the game. Just very small plays, one or two mistakes in that fourth quarter that really set it to overtime, and then Houston was able to come away with a win. I saw a few comments saying that was a game they should have won. That was in the past. Tonight is tonight. Obviously, it puts a chip on the Magic's shoulder to get that game back, especially being here at home. Both of these teams, a lot riding for them coming into this game. A lot of things that, can push the standings in either direction for the Magic. They just want to keep that momentum going, and they have a really good chance to do it against a strong Houston team tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good test to be sure. And if you lose a game to a really good Houston team, it certainly will not dash all of your the momentum you've been building. But you win this game, and now all of a sudden back-to-back wins against the Lakers and the Rockets, that will catapult you, in my opinion, into a huge showdown on Sunday against the Pistons. I can't wait for that. She's Chrissy. I'm Jake. We're going to send you down to the floor, getting set for the Magic and the Rockets. We've got Marley down courtside. She's going to take it from here. We'll talk to you guys next on Sunday. Go Magic.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay.
I'm not here.
Oh, okay.
Go for it, Marley.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Jake and Chrissy, for that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second half of Magic Game Day. I am Marley Arnold, and I'm so excited to be with you here today. How's everybody doing? What is up? I just want to say thank you for staying tuned in on all of our social channels. We appreciate it, and we just love having you here with us. I love looking at the comments and just getting your vibes and energy. So as you see behind me, the team is warming up. Tonight, they are going against the Houston Rockets. The energy in here is already amazing, and that gets me excited. So I'm excited. I don't know about you. We got to see what's going on in the comments. It's so good to be back. How is everybody? Everyone's super excited. Hello. Hello, guys. Let's check the TikTok comments. Hello, guys. Orlando. Someone asked, is this streaming on Peacock or Prime? So tonight's game is nationally televised, and you can see it on Amazon at 7:30 p.m. So make sure you're locked in and just ready to watch, because it's going to be a good one, guys. Let's see what's going on in these comments. Let's see. Marley, hello, everybody. We are about to get that win. Okay, I love this energy already. I love it. I love it. I love you guys in the comments. In the meantime, let me know where you guys are watching from. Would love to know. Hello, Knowles86. Guys, make sure to drop all your comments, because I'm going to try to respond to every single one today. That's my goal. That is my goal. But yeah, if you just joined, welcome to the second half of Magic Game Day. Tonight, we're going against the Houston Rockets. We're going to get that win, obviously. And yeah, hello from Orlando. Okay, local. Are you going to the game tonight? Let me know if you're going to be here. I would love to say hi. But yeah, the Magic, they just returned from a really successful West Coast road trip, going 3-1. So we ended with a big win on Tuesday night versus the Lakers. Was anybody up for that game? I know it was a pretty late game for some of us, but it was definitely a good one for sure. Let's head on over here See what's going on in the chat. I'm gonna duck down. I don't want to get in front of the cameras. All right, all right. Let's see what's going on. Yes, the Lakers game was amazing. Yeah, it was just a great way to close up the trip. Like, it was great. The energy was great. Some of you guys did stay up to watch it. Okay, yes, definitely worth the late night. Yeah, I agree for sure. It was a good one. Duval, I love that jersey. Yes, they have one just like it at the team shop, and we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there soon, so stay tuned. I'll show it off for you. I am a dancer. I dance for the Orlando Magic, so we're dancing today. I'm really excited. Ooh, what's the team shop special tonight, guys? We're gonna get to that in just a few minutes, so stay tuned, because you know that's my favorite place. Let's see. Okay, everyone is asking, is Suggs playing tonight? Guys, he is. He will be playing tonight, so it's gonna be a good one. I love watching him play, and I'm excited that he is back. I love it, I love it. Let's see. You watched all 4 games, Knowles 86. That's awesome. Watching from Bradenton. Can you... Well, hello, Chad. That's awesome. Duval stayed up for that game. Okay, amazing. Yes, the game tonight is on Prime at 7:30 p.m., so make sure you guys are locked in. Let's check the comments on TikTok. Shout out from PH. Hello, hello. Suggs is gonna play, guys. Yes. Yes, he is. Orlando's gonna take that W. Yeah. I am loving these vibes. You are so correct. Rye asked, is Suggs playing? Yes, he is. Hello, everybody. Hello. Orlando Magic. Everyone's singing the song in the chat. Yes. Rye says, let's go, Magic. Gonna win. Yes. I am loving this. You guys always bring all the energy to the chat. It is amazing. You got a customized jersey. That is fire. I need that. Duval said needs Franz back. Yeah, hope he has a speedy recovery for sure. Yes, the game is starting at 7:30, and they're already out here warming up to get that W tonight. The energy is just already starting to build. It's great. You know, it's a national TV game tonight. The guys are ready. For sure. I love it. I love it. Keep these comments coming in the chat. You guys are awesome. So amazing. All right, all right. Hello, Josh. How's it going? Good. All right, guys. So I am standing here with OrlandoMagic.com writer Josh Cohen. Josh, how's it going?
Doing well. It's glad to be back. It's been a while since we've been back in the Kia Center.
Yeah, for sure. So just because of that, you know, the guys went on a 3-1 run during their West Coast road trip. So what were some of your big key takeaways from that?
Yeah, I think it was their clutch play. I mean, this is a team that's gotten a lot better in the fourth quarter this season compared to the last couple years. You know, they're 10-3 in games decided by 3 points or less. That's a huge improvement from last year. And we saw in the Lakers game, hit some timely shots. Desmond Bane with 34 seconds left with that 3. Wendell Carter Jr. with the putback off the offensive rebound. So clutch play to me is what really stood out.
Okay. Well, yeah, totally agree with that. I was definitely impressed, to say the least. That Lakers game was amazing to watch for sure. I also want to ask you about Javon Carter a little bit. So, you know, he's already started to play a big role within this team. So what have you noticed early on about this, and what kind of impact is he making on the team so quickly?
Well, I think the first and foremost thing is his ball pressure. He's been known for that throughout his career, going back to college. I feel like he's really good at getting into the ball, you know, especially when he puts pressure on opposing guards up the court. He always specializes in that. And then he's really confident with pull-up threes. And that's kind of surprised me, because in his past teams, he really hasn't been known for that necessarily. But he's showing a lot of confidence in that.
Okay. I talked a little to the chat about those who stayed up, a little bit later to watch that Magic versus Lakers game, and we kind of started talking about their favorite moments. So I just want to touch on what was your favorite moment from that specific game?
I think it's got to be that Carter putback there with 6 seconds left against the Lakers. It's so shocking that 2 times in a row in LA against the Lakers, the Magic have had game-winning shots. Of course, last year with Franz Wagner hitting that step-back 3, and this year with Carter. The Magic actually had the last 2 players to hit game-winning shots at that arena for opposing teams. So Magic have some luck over there.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, remember, guys, if you have questions for Josh, drop them in the chat. We'll try to get to them. And keep commenting on what your favorite play or moment from that game was. Oh, okay, we got a question in the chat for you. Someone wants to know who is someone that's just flying under the radar right now that we should keep an eye on for tonight's game.
Wow, flying under the radar. That's a really good question. You mentioned Javon Carter. Obviously, he's been playing really well. I still think Anthony Black's defense. Now, his offense hasn't necessarily been booming as of late, struggling with his shooting a little bit, but his defense has picked it up again. We saw last year he was blossoming into one of the best perimeter defensive players. I think he's getting back on track with that. We saw him put tremendous pressure on Kawhi Leonard in the Clippers game. I think we saw him do a really good job against Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves in the Lakers game. So I think we're seeing signs again of him blossoming back to being a great defender.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Josh. It's always a pleasure speaking to you, and we'll see you next time.
Well,
thank you. All right, guys. What do we think about that? Always a pleasure speaking with him. Definitely a successful road trip, that is for sure. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love it. You guys are bringing the energy in the chat today. Okay. Let's see what's up. Guys. Oh, okay. Ooh, you guys are really commenting your favorite moments, and I love it. Y'all all stayed up to watch that game. True Magic fans. I love it. I love the ones who never miss a Magic game day. That is just fire. Absolutely fire. Yes, Javon Carter's bringing the heat. Yeah, he is. That is for sure. Definitely bringing the heat. Ooh, okay, you're going to the game tonight? What's up, Tony? How's it going? Guys, this is Tony. Introduce yourself, Tony. Who are you?
Tony.
Okay, and what do you do, Tony?
I take photos.
Okay.
I somehow got hired by the Magic, honestly. I'm surprised.
It's like basically all the photos that you see on Instagram are Tony's, and they are just fire. He is amazing. Definitely amazing.
Flip that, chat. Flip that. I need to put that in my photo dump.
Yeah. But, Tony, are you excited for tonight's game? What are your, score predictions? What do you think is going to go on?
It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a lot of points scored. Really excited about Paolo versus KD. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to take a lot of good photos, hopefully. But the referee's probably going to be on my way, but it's going to be all right.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Tony, guys. He's awesome. The photos are literally insane. I love it. Tony is the best. He is the best. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yes, if you're just joining, this is the Magic Game Day stream. And let's head over to my favorite place, the retail shop. A lot of you guys were asking what the item of the day is, and I don't know, so I want to check it out with you. We're going to head to our retail shop right now. Let's see what's in there. Hopefully it's something super, super cool. Let me check the comments on TikTok and see what's going on over there. Let's see. Yes, I am about to showcase the item of the day. Tony is awesome. Yes, he is awesome. For sure. Falk says support from Germany. Hello. That is awesome. Derek Smith, let's go, Tony. Tony's awesome. Jace is the best, says he's going to come to our Orlando Magic game. Yes, come out, support, because they are so much fun. Seriously, so much fun. Hello, I'm from Congo. Hello. What's up, everybody? I love how everyone was saying hi, Tony. So sweet. Meme says she's going to be here in 30. Awesome. Yeah, tonight's game is definitely going to be amazing against the Rockets. Also, if you're not going to be here, you can just watch it on Prime. So make sure you're watching it. 7:30, guys. Yes. All right, if you just joined, I'm headed to the retail shop right now to see what's new, what they have. We all know that this is my favorite place. I love buying Magic merch. I gotta be honest, the new logo and the designs are they're so good. So anytime I see something, I'm like, I need it. I literally need it. What time do they play? They play at 7:30. Yep, 7:30. So it's a bit later today, but still gonna be awesome. Jace is the best. He's a big fan. Who is going against the Magic today? The Houston Rockets. Watching from St. Augustine. Hello, hello. All right, let's head to the shop. Let's see. The Lakers game was great. Yes, it was. That's for sure. Okay, guys, we're here. We're literally here. Okay. Guys, it's so busy. Let's see what's over here. Excuse me. I love this backpack. I literally need that. Does it have a number on that? That would be so cute for game day. I know you guys saw this before, but I'm still obsessed with it. It's like the Labubu stuff. I love this. And now I just noticed that they have like a stuff gold chain. Love that. So iconic. Who would get this? Would you wear this? Let me know in the chat. This is kind of fire, honestly, with like a cute little jersey. That's kind of fire. Okay, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep going. It's so crowded in here. Everyone's coming in, getting their gear. Let's keep going. I want to check the chat about that. You would wear it. It's fire. It is fire. Okay, here we go. Pre-game special. 15% off of the Icon player jerseys until 7:30. So if you guys want a jersey, make sure you come quick and get them because you have until 7:30 to get it. What player's jersey would you get? Honestly, I think I would get Suggs, guys. I think I would. But let's keep checking it out. Let's head over here. Let's see if we can squeeze through. Excuse me. Wow, it is definitely busy. Excuse me. Okay. Keep those comments coming. Which jersey would you guys get? Ooh, this is really cute. I haven't seen this before. I definitely love this because it looks like you're wearing like a sweater under. I love that. That is so cool. So cool, guys. Also the hats. Love that. Which one would you get? I think I would get the tan one. That would be so cute to wear on game day. Hello from Philippines. Hello. Bane better score 15 tonight. Oh, you know he is. He definitely will. What do you guys think about these hats? I definitely love how this is like a velvet kind of vibe. Super, super cool. Oh, and of course the little stuffed plushie. This is so cute to put on like your bag or something. I love that so much. Oh, and they have like the big ones. That's so cute. I love that so much. What do you guys have to think about that? So cute. You love it. The chain is fire. The chain was fire, guys. Not gonna lie. It was actually fire. Get me one, I'll pay you back. You guys are funny. You are very, very funny. All right, guys, let's head back to the court and see what the guys are doing. Let's see who's out on the court, warming up and getting ready for tonight. But yeah, as you can see, the team shop is definitely packed. Oh, there we go. It's definitely packed in here. Everyone wants their Magic gear. But let's head back to the court. I lost you guys for a second, but we're back. We're back. I told you it's busy in here. It really, really is. I haven't seen it this busy in a while, but I think it's because we have so many new drops, and especially because that jersey is 15% off. Like, that's pretty good. So if you are here, make sure you come and get it. Let's head to the right. Okay. But yeah, we're going back to the court. If we can ever make it out of here. So busy. Okay, let's see what's going on in this chat. Let's see what's up. You're literally wearing a sweatshirt that you bought from the shop there last year. That's awesome. I love it. Stuff is the best in the league. He is such a cool mascot. Anytime he does a trick, it literally shocks me. Like, my jaw is on the floor anytime he performs. It's truly amazing. Let's head back. Ooh, you might cop a Bane jersey. That's fire. Oh, let's put my badge back up, guys. So, there we go. All right. Don't want my badge falling out. I need that. I definitely need that. Let's check the TikTok comments. See what's going on over there. But you guys are bringing the energy. And if you just joined, I'm walking back to the court right now. We're going to check out what's going on, what the vibes are. We're going to see what's up. Duval has a Bane jersey on the way. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So tonight's game, you can't watch it for free. But if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it on there. So get that Amazon Prime going, lock in, because sometimes the games are streamed on there. So, hey, I would get Amazon. It's going to be a really, really good game. And we're going to go to Kendra now. She's right over here. Let's see Kendra. All right. Hi, Kendra. We're live right now. How's it going?
Going great.
Yes.
I mean, we're about to be on Courtside Countdown.
I know, yes. Y'all better stay on and tune in.
Yes, I haven't seen my people, you guys, in like a week and some change. I miss you all. I can't wait to join you guys and talk about how the Magic went 3-1 on the West. About to take on KD and the Rockets tonight, which, let's remember, they went into OT last time. So this time around, they got to come correct.
Yeah. What are your score predictions for tonight?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
I mean, obviously we're going to win, but you think it's going to be a close one? Or?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game as well. The way that Desmond Bane has been performing in the month of February and the amount of three-point shots he's attempting and making, I feel like you're going to see a high-scoring game. Of course, Kevin Durant, too. I think the thing that's going to be the big factor is like who wins the glass. So like who is going to out-rebound each, like who's going to be the one who out-rebounds tonight. I think the last time they played, Houston out-rebounded the Magic. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, All right, well, thank you, Kendra.
Of course. I'll see y'all soon.
Yeah, literally in just a couple minutes. So stay tuned, guys, for sure. Let's head on over here and see what's going on in the chat. I want to read all of your comments while I can. So let's see what's going on in the chat. I'm headed to the TikTok live right now. Yeah, 6:30, Courtside Countdown with Kendra, guys. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. Yeah, Angelo, it's not free, but it is on Prime at 7:30, Amazon Prime. So let me know if you guys will be watching tonight. It's going to be a good one. All right, guys. But anyways, I just wanted to thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was so fun. Love doing this and love seeing all of your amazing comments. My name is Marley Arnold, and like always, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I'll see you next time.
We ain't got no screen up there.
Give the people what they want, cause I got it. I ain't lying. Locked in, I do it just for profit. I ain't lying. Love it how I break it down just like that. I ain't lying. Love it how I run the town just like that. I ain't lying. Love it how I break it down just like that. I ain't lying. Love it how I run the town just like that. I ain't lying. Who said they could top me? Step in the place, I steal the show. Said they had been checking for me, ain't never seen my type before. Love to see me coming, but my haters might just.
Bo Outlaw in the building joining us today.
Yeah.
And here's what's even great about this is that
Oh.
Bo and I got to host the pregame show, the postgame show back in Houston. And so we felt for you, the viewers, this just made sense again.
We're going to start it off that way.
We're going to start it off that way. I'm excited to be back here, Bo. Boy, when I tell you.
bet you are.
I miss Orlando. Orlando, I missed you guys so much. Make sure you guys drop a comment. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to ask Bo? What do you want to know about tonight's game as the Magic look to go head-to-head against the Houston Rockets? That game's going to be on Prime, but you got us to start you off, which is what you want to see.
Yeah.
I'm already loving how much all of you guys are back in the chat, giving us all the energy, everything we want to hear. I want to ask you, Bo, before we get things going, the Magic 3-1 on this West Coast trip. That's big for this team, wouldn't you say?
That's great. You know, got there. We're not at full strength, but we are figuring out how to play with the guys we have on the court, which we always do.
Mm-hmm.
But to go 3-1 on that road trip is great. You could have been 4-1. You know, one getaway is cool, but and I guess that's basketball world. You win 3-1, you say, but I could have went 4-1.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you always want more, but we'll take 3-1 coming off a great win, and that hopefully carries us in some momentum when we come home and get in front of our fans and have that same energy, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, tonight the Magic start a 4-game homestand, so all the home cooking here tonight is what's going to be needed for this Magic team as they're going to be taking on two really hard teams, Houston and then Detroit, which I think are great opportunities for this team.
Yeah, you got a team in the West that's doing really well, and you got a team in the East that's doing extremely well. So these next two games are going to be crucial. How do you handle these two games? Because if you think about it, if you get in the playoffs, it's going to be this one team that's going to be really good for consistent nights. So this is no better way than you getting prepared. Like, all right, this is a playoff team.
Yep.
Can we play well against them? Then can we come out and play another playoff caliber team really well? So this is where you say, okay, what time is it? This is February 26th?
Yep.
It's that time of year.
It is.
That you start winding down, trying to tighten things up because you're getting ready for this push. No better way to start off the home stand with two games of two caliber teams of that.
1000% completely agree with you. But before we talk about this team or anything, let's go ahead and recap that LA game because that was insane. Let me tell you something. Coming off that win against the Clippers was huge. You saw the double overtime in Arizona as well. So you knew that this meant a lot for this Magic squad. Now, 4 straight wins against the Lakers. That says something. That's huge against this team. Wendell Carter Jr. had himself a phenomenal showing. Back-to-back games where he had scoring double-doubles. And also the way this defense was able to kind of contain some of the guys. I will say DeAndre Ayton, he went off. He had his moment. He had his shine. But still, this was a great opportunity for this Magic squad to really figure this out. Luka, 1 rebound away from a double-double. That guy's amazing as well when he plays. But ultimately, what do you think that this kind of win says about this team?
That means that they understand what's going on.
Yeah.
The importance of every game now. So as you notice, like say the defense is revving up. Can we keep that level of intensity for the rest of the year? Because you're going to need that to finish the season off. Because right now we're in the 7th spot. So you don't want to stay there. You want to always try to move up. We can get to 4. You want to be to have home court advantage.
Yeah.
You take 5, 4, and 5. Cool, we've been there. But you want to stay away from that play-in game.
Yes.
So if we can keep ourselves above 7, I say 5, 6, and up, we cool. So they understand the importance of these games. They're coming out playing with the defensive intensity we need.
You see the Eastern Conference standings right there. Like you said, we talked about the Pistons are going to be here. That would be a big win for this Magic squad. But they're going to be taking on the Washington Wizards too. That's an opportunity for them to continue to move up in the standings. Like you mentioned it right there. I mean, you look at those heavy hitters too. Cleveland, Toronto's not a sleeper. You can't sleep on Toronto. The way they've been playing so far this season. The Knicks, I'd even say, but that's a team I think that kind of falls else out towards the post game. Like, it's hard when you don't use your bench as much. With that team.
It's really hard, especially toward the end of the season for
Yeah.
the Knicks. But if you look at 7, 8, 9, and 10,
Yeah.
I don't think nobody above them want to play those teams right there, because those teams are all, you say, oh, they're not good, but they can win on any given night. And if you got to play them in the series, that's who you don't want to play.
Yeah.
I don't want to be down there.
No.
I want to be up in the dark colors from 6 and up, because having to be in a play-in game,
Yeah.
that's extra games that you don't need on your body to start the playoffs, because it's already bad enough to be in the playoffs and got to play one team. Win 4 games, that possibly 7 games. That's a rough battle in itself in the East.
It sure is. I'd even say the Charlotte Hornets is a
Yeah.
team you don't want to sleep on either. 7-3 in their last 10. That's huge for that Charlotte Hornets squad. So that's a big one as well too. Ultimately, as you just mentioned it's a sprint from here on out with this team, which leads us to tonight's game. Before Dan Savage comes in, I want your take of how you view this Houston team, especially when you see Kevin Durant, Alperen Şengün, the way those two guys have been playing as well, and their bench. They have a pretty good bench as well.
That's all I was about to say. Those guys, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
A lot of shots, and hopefully a lot of them are misses, but they don't miss too many. But them guys are high efficiency guys. They make shots, and they shoot at a very high percentage. But you got other guys that play key roles, because you know Kevin Durant going to attack. He has a great mid-range game. He's great. He finishes around the bucket because of his length. He's 7 foot, and he's shooting the ball over his head. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
Playing the best you can to make your shots tough. Then Şengün comes into the post, and his game is from the post back to the basket.
Yeah.
He's working on that Dirk Nowitzki fade with the one leg,
Yes.
which is very Europeanish. And then he has a little post hook there. He can go left hand, right hand. He finishes ball away. He blocks shots. He can dunk. It ain't too many things he can't do around the bucket. So we just got to come out here and play our game. What's going to be key? Our defensive intensity.
Completely agree. I would also say, yes, cleaning the glass too as well, especially offensive rebounds. Those second chance opportunities that they got the last time definitely helped them. I'm going to be honest, you look at the stats from that last game, it's very surprising that we went into overtime, because the way that they out-rebounded this team, the way that they were able to clog the paint against the Magic and not let them get in the paint to shoot. This is a team where, it showed the resiliency of this squad to take it to OT, but they are going to have to change some things in tonight's game.
I want to say one thing about that game. We went to overtime. We were missing one key piece.
We were.
So, therefore, that key piece will be here tonight as you see him up on the screen.
Yes.
When you're missing a guy like that, yes, we have Franz Wagner. I'm not taking – if we have both of those pieces, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
You got one piece, so Franz had his shot.
Yeah.
That was Paolo's chance. And
Yeah.
we're going to see how this goes, because we're missing one or the other in both of these games.
Well,
So
you're right. And I love that you mentioned that. I want to talk about Paolo, because people were saying, I'm glad Paolo Banchero is playing better D lately, builds his confidence, and he's playing harder and smarter on offense. Another person said the biggest difference is Paolo is playing like a superstar again. So I'm 300% confident that we will win, because why not? I love that they're talking about Paolo Banchero, because we have to. He's been great since the All-Star break. In that Lakers win, 36 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. He's averaged 27 points in that West Coast trip, getting downhill, being more aggressive. Playoff P is here. I feel it.
you know what you just said, being more aggressive. Yes, he shoots jump shots, but he's also getting downhill. That's the key. As you see, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. That's doing something right. He's not just shooting. He's shooting, rebounding, and making plays. And he's shooting 44 and 43% from the field goal and three-point line. So that lets you know it's not all settling shots there. He's taking in-game situation shots. And, once you make a couple of shots, every once in a while you're going to shoot 1 or 2 off the pull-up. Okay, cool. Just the NBA. That's what they do.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's making, like you say, winning decisions.
Yeah.
Getting downhill, making plays, and not all about me. He has no problem if one of his guys start getting off. Baines had a couple of games we played well. Guess what Paolo did?
He sure has.
He grabbed him a seat, pulled it right up, and watched him work. So, hey, that's what it's about.
He sure is. You just talked about it, Desmond Bane. He's also been great in the month of February as well. Within those last couple of games, those 10 games, he's averaging 24 points during that month of February. He scored 22. He's taking more shots from the 3, finding his groove in that. That's what you want to see from a Desmond Bane. That Wendell Carter Jr. said it best. This is why we trade for a guy like him. He was taking more attempts within this road trip, and I think you're going to see that confidence and the team continue to find ways to get him open.
I think that's what it is, the confidence part. When he got here, he knew what we brought him here for, but when you don't see him go in, he's a shooter. It's going to bother you a little bit. We just say it's going to deter him and tell him stop shooting, but it's going to bother him. And so he wants to be that guy that we brought here, I need to make these shots. So he's working on it. And what I like about it is through the course of the year, his three-point attempts went up and his makes started going up.
Yeah.
So at this point, this is what you want him doing, what he's doing right now at this point of the year.
I completely agree. Now, of course, Wendell Carter Jr., he had himself a great performance in that game as well, and I caught up with him after the game, so let's listen to what he had to say after that big win.
Now, I mean, walk me through that game-winning shot to help the Magic now get 4 straight wins against the Lakers.
Shit, just
beast mode.
Just doing what I do. Know what this team needs from me night in and night out. Finally finding my groove. Just playing aggressive. You know, all my teammates believe in me, but those are the little things that I do for this team that might not show up in the box score every night.
I love that you said that because head coach Jamal Mosley talked about that today, saying that you do the things that might not show up in the box score, but for you tonight, you were aggressive from start to finish. What really got into you in this game?
I give a lot of credit to my teammates. You know, they encouraged me night in, night out. When I was struggling a couple games before, you know, they encouraged me to continue to stay aggressive on the offensive end and continue to do the other things. And my game will finally come together, and it did tonight.
36 points for Paolo Banchero, 22 for Desmond Bane. He knocks down that shot, too. That helps you guys continue this lead. What have they been able to do for this team on this road trip?
Them two guys are two of the best players in this league. You know, those two guys, they fight hard both ends of the court. You know, they're some of the best teammates I've ever had in my life. So I just give a lot of credit to them. Their attention to detail, their fight on both ends of the court, and you know, they're unselfish players. They play the right way.
Wendell, 3-1 on this road trip. What does it say about this team as you guys go home for a 4-game homestand at the Kia Center?
The time is now. You know, we're after All-Star break. It's time for us to turn up another gear. So, you know, it's a great way to come out of All-Star break, but, you know, it's another level we can get to.
Wendell, congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
And we welcome you back to Courtside Countdown presented by Hard Rock Bet. Tonight, the Magic going head-to-head against the Houston Rockets. We got Savage Says back in the building. Guys, we are back.
Woo, what a road trip.
What a road trip. I feel like we've been gone for years.
I know.
But it feels so good to be back. Before we get things going and talking about tonight's game, the biggest news is that Jalen Suggs is going to be available for tonight's game. I've been seeing so many people talking about it. One, they're calling Desmond Bane Big Body Bane. I love that. So that's a name. But Jalen Suggs is back. Get ready for tonight. People are really excited to have him back. I want you to kind of tell me a little bit about what he brings to this team, especially for tonight's game against the Rockets.
Yeah, when you look at a team like the Rockets, obviously play so physical defensively and play at their own pace. Well, Jalen Suggs is kind of the personification of how the Magic want to play, both defensively and with an aggressive pace offensively. So he's the kind of guy that can flip the course of any game. And I think Magic head coach Jamal Mosley knows that, sees that in him. But they're also going to have to protect Jalen from himself because we know Jalen only plays at one speed. So I think they're going to ease him back into things tonight, make sure his back is fully healed, and that the Magic have him for the long haul because that's so important with Jalen Suggs. You look at all the numbers, even the advanced ones, he is so important to what the Magic do. They're such a better team when he's on the floor. And so they need him healthy long-term going into the playoffs.
They sure do. I want to get to comments that I'm hearing. I hear someone, Ricky from TikTok, says, y'all better beat them Rockets tonight. I think that's the goal, too. You see a team like the Magic go 3-1 in the West Coast. You want them to continue to use that momentum here tonight against this team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that was the first thing that the guys said in the locker room, literally in the post-game speech and their conversation with each other was, let's take this win back to the crib. Let's carry this momentum. Paolo talked about it. Wendell talked about it. Coach talked about it all in their post-game. That was the number one topic of conversation was, look, we handled business on this 4-game road trip. Now it's time to handle it on the 4-game homestand, feel the energy of the crowd, help flip things around. And, you know, Kendra, the one thing that really stood out to me was the vibes were different on the trip.
They were.
You could feel it coming out of the All-Star break. There's a different energy with the guys. I noticed it. You noticed it.
Yeah.
Was talking to your dad pregame, and he noticed it. He's as tapped in as anyone. So I think everyone could feel the shift coming along, and it's great to see because this is the perfect time of year where you want to be playing your best basketball.
I think it's safe to say that when we get into these roles, our families get into these roles. So yes, my parents are big Magic fans as well. Dan, so I do want to give Dan, I want to give you your flowers real quick because this is a good comment from somebody. So what people don't know is when we're on these road trips, a lot of times Dan Savage is the only one asking the questions in the pregame and the postgame. So someone gave you a comment and said, Dan, great interview questions on the road. So shout out to you for
Thank
that
you.
because I know it can be challenging, especially when there's losses involved, but we do the work as best we can.
No, especially after losses, you want to be sharing the mic with other people. You don't want to be identified as the only guy who's taking the heat after the loss, but you got to do what the job calls for. And even tried to get Franz Wagner for the people, on the last road trip. Kind of, inside baseball, may have violated some league rules. Interview him after the 45-minute mark, but got it in there so that way people could hear from Franz because it's so important. I think what people need to know is how hard he is working to get back in the court. And if you looked at the pregame routine he went through in LA to do everything with his rehab, this guy is working tirelessly to make sure when he gets reevaluated in that 3-week span, he's very close to coming back. So love what I'm seeing out of Franz Wagner, doing everything in his power to make sure he's locked in and ready to go to close out this season strong.
And I think that transitions us to talking about this team because the last time that this Magic squad saw Houston, we didn't have one of the two stars. So we didn't have Paolo Banchero in that game. You had Franz Wagner in that one as well. You're not going to get Franz Wagner in this game, but you're going to get Paolo Banchero tonight. How much of a difference, though, will it be to have Paolo? Bo was just talking, and we were just talking a little bit about how he's become so much more aggressive getting downhill, and just the way he's also facilitating and getting everyone involved. What can that bring for tonight's game?
Paolo to me looks like he's taking his game to another level post All-Star break, and you have to consider the injury that he dealt with over the course of the season. As we know, you don't really get much practice time when the season's underway. And I think it's been so hard for him to reestablish that rhythm and play at his peak form post-injury. But since the All-Star break, that rest and recovery, you could see, did wonders for him. I think with him, it's all mindset. He's been aggressive, going to the rack, regained some burst. And what I loved about Paolo is over the last 2 games especially, has taken on huge defensive challenges, guarding Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic, and doing a superb job in both of those outings. Really bringing it defensively. So when Paolo's giving it to you on both ends of the floor, as Wendell Carter Jr. said post-game, there may not be a better player in this league when he's giving you that type of effort. So love what I'm seeing at a post-All-Star break P5.
I know. I love it, too. I think we all felt the same way, that he just turned it on. I even asked him in Sacramento. I said, look, you kind of turned it up a little bit. What is it? And he says it, too. He knows what's at stake for this team. He knows that there needs to be a bigger playoff push coming out, and he's doing just that. That is the type of maturity you want to see from your star player, your franchise player, too.
Yeah, and as you know, with these West Coast trips, we're around each other so much. For 8+ days straight. It's endless. We're around each other. And you could just feel the vibe change with P5 in terms of his confidence. He has that swag back about him, carrying himself as if he is a top 5 player in this league. And when I see that about him, I think it's translating on the court. His mindset shifted. And that's why going against LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, all those guys on the LA stage, Kawhi the night before, and he's bringing it at an all-star level. So love what I'm seeing at a P5. If this is what we get going into the playoffs, the Magic are going to be in a great place.
It's going to be dangerous. Someone commented and said, we have Mo. That's huge. He can put pressure on Şengün. I give Paolo Banchero props for rebounding so much better this season. Someone else just saying, good afternoon, Orlando Magic, and go Magic. Love that. So I love what the comments that are saying. Keep them coming as we get you ready for tonight's game. The Magic going to go head-to-head against the Houston Rockets. It's going to be a big one because they're going to be taking on 2 powerhouse teams. You got the Rockets and you got the Pistons coming up. Let's talk about this Rockets team and talk about Kevin Durant. And the way that he's been. 19th season in the league. He's averaging more than 25 points per game this season. This is someone that also isn't slowing down, but I believe that the Magic did a good job in kind of containing him a little bit the last time around. Now we're going to have to see that again tonight.
Yeah, no, KD is unquestionably probably one of the top 5 scorers in NBA history. You can make an argument he is one of the top 2 scorers in NBA history, and he is a true 3-level scoring threat. Can light you up from anywhere on the floor. You just got to show him different looks all night because regardless of what you do, he's going to be able to put the ball in the bucket. I mean, a 7-footer, and with that release point, nearly impossible to block. So the last thing you want to do is put him at the free throw line. But he is kind of like what the Magic did with Desmond Bane, bringing him this offseason to help the Magic take another leap. He's in a similar position with this Houston team where they leaned on him to help them take another leap. And where Houston's been fortunate is they've had most of their main guys for the majority of this season, been able to build. The Magic have had to stay afloat without stretches, without Paolo, without Franz. And so Houston's really been at almost full strength with those key guys. Obviously, they've had some of the peripheral guys like Fred VanVleet, Steven Adams, etc. out, but they've had that core scoring threat intact, and those two together extremely dangerous.
Let's talk about Alperen Şengün too before we get to your storylines, because he too is somebody that has really helped this team. I mean, the way that Bo Outlaw spoke about him, he's also just a threat when it comes to how he's able to find a way to score and help the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, plays with his back to the basket. And you talk about an NBA now where so many guys are uncomfortable doing it, and he really helps Houston play at its own unique pace. Their pace numbers are different from any other team in the NBA. Kevin Durant plays a role in that, but I really think Alperen Şengün is a huge part of that factor. And he'll light you up in a number of different ways. Had a triple-double the other night.
Yeah.
You look at the numbers he could do on the offensive glass. He could create trouble there. We saw that in that overtime game against them where they were getting second chances, opportunities down the stretch, and were able to come away with that win. And he played a huge role in that, both with the big shot over J.I. and some of those second chances. So he's a guy you have to be locked in with from start to finish.
All right, Magic needs a double team Durant when he gets the ball and make it tough on him. I love that. If we win today, we'll have a 3-game win streak. That would be amazing to have as well. So let's get to your storylines. What do you got for us today, Mr. Savage?
Yeah, number one, we touched a little bit on this. Keep the momentum rolling. It was the number one thing talked about in the locker room after the game. We're going to make it the number one storyline heading into this game. Let's get the Kia Center rocking. This crowd's excited, expecting a sellout crowd tonight. So it should be good vibes in the Kia Center. Secondly, clean the glass.
That's a big one.
Houston, number one in the NBA in rebounding. Taking a little dip since Steven Adams has been out, but not much by any stretch. They're at the top 2 in offensive rebounds, top 2 in second chance points. That's going to be a big area of deciding this game tonight. And then play at your own pace. Look, Houston likes to slow things down, play methodically with ISO situations with Durant, down in the post with Şengün. What the Magic have to do is not get caught up in that slow pace. They need to get stops, turnovers, get out and run, and get back before Houston gets its defense
play
set.
Their game. Play their Magic style of game, and that's what we want to see. So before we get out of here, let's take a look at the upcoming 4-game homestand ahead.
You know what I like about this?
What do you like about this?
Where do all these games take place,
At the Kia
Kendra?
Center. Dan Savage at the Kia Center. So yes, the Magic taking on the Rockets tonight, but they'll be taking on Detroit on March 1st, and then March 3rd, and then March 5th. You see that the Wizards and the Dallas Mavericks come into town. This is a great chance for this Magic team to continue to do what they've been doing. I am honestly excited about this Detroit game coming up. That's a playoff kind of mentality game right there.
No question about it. You want to prove yourself against the best.
Yeah.
Pistons are, leaders of the East. The Magic beat them in a decisive
that was a crazy
NBA
game.
Cup game that had all the feel, all the craziness, all the vibes within it. And so the Magic beat them on their court with the NBA Cup in flux. Detroit is going to have that in their memory bank and try to come out and get one here. So I'm looking forward to the fireworks of that one.
I'm so excited too. Magic fans are coming in. AB starting. Let's go. Let's get them, guys. Go Magic. We need to keep pushing forward for that 5th seed. I like that, Lewis.
Yes.
Stack those wins. Bug Nation 02 said that. Magic need to protect home court tonight. David, Magic, Hugo said that one. Black and White, Ignite. Okay. Oh, that's a little group. I love that. They're all in the building too. And then as the band appropriately named Magic said, don't kill the Magic.
No, keep the Magic vibes high. What I like about this team right now is they have that swag. They have those Magic vibes back.
Yeah.
They're getting their defensive acumen back. They're top 6 in the NBA defensive rating over the last 10 games. That took another leap on this West Coast trip against some tough teams. They're going to be against one of the better offensive teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
7th best offensive rating, 4th best defensive rating, well-balanced Rocket teams. You stack up these wins against these type of opponents, and the whole mindset starts to shift. And that starts with protecting home court here tonight.
I love that. I love that. Well, Magic fans, that's going to do it for us on Courtside Countdown presented by Hard Rock Beck. Thank you so much for joining me, Kendra Douglas, Savage Says, Bo Outlaw. We appreciate you guys so much. Remember, tonight's game is going to be on Amazon Prime, but don't forget, you can find us right back here on Sunday, I believe. Sunday.
Yeah, we got like the Food and Wine Festival. We got a lot of stuff going on in between.
A lot of stuff going on. You can find us right here back on Sunday when the whole gang, Dante, the crew, everyone will be right back for that Detroit Pistons game. Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight, and we will see you guys on Sunday.
Give the people what they want, 'cause I got it.